Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Match A of the first qualifier round here in the Australian Esports League 2014 Summer Cup. This is it is Group B, as Group A going afterwards, because that is what the cool kids do. My name is Coldblood, and doing his 2014 debut, it is Hawksbock. How are you, boss?
10 seconds to go.
Yeah, not too bad, man. Good to be back into it. Had a bit of a
5 seconds.
rest from casting while moving down to Sydney. Yeah, move Sydney, going to school. Gonna probably fail. We'll see how that goes anyway, man. Man, it's interesting to see Rest Gaming banning out the Slark. I've been out of the competitive scene for quite some time. Looks like with the buffs that he received quite some time ago, it's obviously made him pretty strong.
Yeah, Slark is very difficult to deal with. Bristle is very popular as well. The offlaners have been taking a lot of heat lately with the priorities. The Timbersaw, Clockwork, all those kinds of heroes getting very much banned out, or targeted out, really. The Slark, he has a tendency to, no matter how badly he does, he'll find a couple of kills quite easily. He'll escape anything you throw at him, and will just become a real pain to deal with in the end. So they're going to ban that out. Nyx as well, taking out Visage and Timbersaw. They've been banned for quite a large amount of time now, so nothing too surprising there. It's interesting to pick up Ruby this early. The Dota4llDay guys, which will be the Radiant, and then Rest Gaming, as you said, on the right. And they've got that Clockwork for themselves. So already between the Sacred Arrow and the Hookshot, Rest Gaming's initiation looking very strong.
Yeah, especially if Miranda learns that arrow, man, all kinds of havoc can wreak from it. I'm nearly in shock about this Bristleback. I've not seen Bristleback
10 seconds to go.
Picked in reg pubs, man, let alone a competitive Dota match. So
he's been
100%
banned for the past week.
What do they do to him? What did I miss?
I think it's more that he gets a Vanguard, you'll never kill him, and his base damages are really nice, particularly on the Quill Spray. He will, I guess that's really his only damage in the lane, but he can spam that out, get farmed up, get his Vanguard, and he's just a big brick wall that will punch your carry down, and there's not a lot you can do about it. So
Dyer's pick.
That's why he's been really popular at the moment, mostly because he's safe in the lane. Doesn't matter how much attention you give to him, he's not going to die very easily.
Yeah, that's right. Maybe they pick him as an offlaner or something these days.
Yes, that is what they do.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, because of the Bristleback, I suppose. That's pretty cool, man. I don't mind that. I'm all for seeing a bit of BBs, because once he gets a bit of gear, man, he is hilarious to watch. So Gyrocopter as well.
5 seconds.
Fell out of favour towards when I was casting last, but yeah, if he's getting picked up again, I'm happy for that. That's a lot of AoE physical damage coming out from Bristleback, and also Gyro, obviously. So, late game, you will see a lot of damage go out from those two, I'd say.
Yeah, Gyro's picked up quite popularly against the teams that like to go all in, group up in an area, because of course his cooldown missile is incredibly useful when everyone is packed into a little area trying to burst each other down. So ladies and gents, if you head on over to Dota4llDay.com, you can bet on the outcome of this match. I personally wouldn't go for it myself, because I don't really like that sort of thing, but if you like to throw a few items on the line, if you know something about these teams, you can head on over. They have percentages of who they think's going to win. Currently, Dota4llDay, who are down the bottom, 58% think they're going to win, with 42 thinking Rest. So I have seen Dota4llDay play Hawks. They are very strong, but I've heard good things about Rest Gaming, and they've locked in the Bane, which is going to be great at locking down either the Bristle or the Gyro, both of them being low range. So I very much agree with that decision.
Reserve time.
Yeah, fair enough. It goes through the BKB obviously as well, which is most commonly nearly the first pickup that Gyro gets, other than a Shadow Blade. So yeah, pretty solid pickup there. They've got a lot of single target CC through the arrow, and then with the hook shot as well. So that is a fair lockdown. We haven't seen anything AoE locked in yet. I suppose there is the cogs. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see where they go with their last two picks, I think. Abaddon pretty commonly picked up these days from when I was casting last. He's just too damn versatile, really.
Yeah, he is great at chasing people down, which of course is what Dota4llDay going to be looked to do if they get these fights off how they want. More AoE coming out from the other side this time, Rest Gaming picking up the Earthshaker, and of course he can throw out the Fisher, which could stop an initiation in its tracks, or kind of, if an arrow lands or clockwork goes in, he can throw out the Fisher and force them into sight of the cogs. Speaking of cogs, Hawks, the what are they called? Yeah, power cogs. They take 2 hits to destroy now, not 3. So it's a little easier to get out of them. It's not a guaranteed kill early on, but if you get caught in cogs early on, you're still in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, that's probably a change that I would agree with. Is this just in the recent patch?
Yeah, a couple days ago.
Just now, and that still works in this in the draft pick?
I believe so, yes.
This is okay. All right, cool. That's cool. I like that because he can wreak some havoc there. Anybody mildly out of position, they're pretty much toast. So it'll be interesting to see how he fares up with that. I suppose a bit of a nerf there.
Okay, so we have the last bands coming out. Will be a mid by both of the teams here. Storm Spirit has been very, very popular lately. We've seen the Queen of Pen come out quite a lot as well. The Queen of Pen. We could see the Dragon Knight. He's also been popular, but only in certain matchups. So Rest Gaming may pick him up if they like what Dota4llDay go for, a non-harassy type of hero. Actually, sorry, the Dragon Knight's banned, so that's null and void. So OD, of course, has a lot of AoE potential. Not surprised to see him taken out. He's normally taken out earlier than this, though, along with the Visage ban. So it's interesting that he snuck through this long. And then Puck, no one wants to deal with that.
Maybe a little bit of an ET. We don't have much kind of lockdown, I suppose. Having that stomp there, the Titan stomp there might be an okay pickup. Could roll him in.
He's been very unpopular lately since a little bit before the patch came out because of
Dyer's pick.
Well, ET, his natural order got nerfed and people decided he's not as great as he once was. The Naga Siren, though, that is fantastic anti-initiation. So, I mean, that's a pretty cool pick. I wonder who's going to go mid for them, though. Oh, well, that's an obvious mid. Death Prophet being picked up a lot lately. She can push very hard. Exorcism tears apart the towers. But, yeah, Dota4llDay, they're going with a very interesting comp thus far. And we'll have to see how they work it, Hawk.
Yeah, they got a lot of damage, a fair bit of survivability. The only thing that they're kind of lacking is a bit of crowd control. They do have the telekinesis there from the Rubik and the homing missile from the gyro, but that's kind of difficult at best. It generally gets taken out before it gets to them, as opposed to Rest Gaming. You have quite a significant amount of crowd control there through the Clockwork, the Marauder, also the Earthshaker, which I love as a pickup.
Yeah, well, of course, we do have to keep in mind Naga Siren can ensnare, which will, between telekinesis and then ensnare, someone will be locked down for a fair bit. Not sure if they'll have the damage to follow that up, though, unless they cop a full rocket barrage through the face. So, ladies and gents, we're now into the game. We'd like to thank the sponsors of the tournament, which are BenQ, TT Esports, AS Rock, and Audio Technia. They are getting behind esports in the Oz scene, which is alright by me. We'll go through the teams here representing Dota4llDay on the Radiant side. Or the Big Daddy, as we will be.
It's DAD, man. It's the Big Daddy. I can't help myself.
We'll have to call him the Big Daddy. So, representing the Big Daddy, it is the Muffin Man on the gyro. We have Endless on the Bristleback Sun Yuan. I'm not sure if I'm saying that properly, but he or she will be on the Naga Siren. We have CTI on the Abaddon. I know he's the mid laner for the Dota4llDay, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him go mid, although looks like he will be supporting in this game. And rounding them out will be Endless on the Bristleback.
Yeah, fair enough. For Rest Gaming, we have Tondas on the clockwork. We got Mr. Black playing Morana, Explosive Fury on the DP, and then we got Wonder Lane playing Bane and Judaka. God, I'm a little bit of a spastic, and he's going to be playing the Earthshaker.
Okay, so we can already see the aggressive, position coming out of Dota4llDay. They've got that ward up on the above the river to check if the rune's going to spawn at the 0 seconds mark. I want to point out that Tondas, who is playing the Clockwork, he's actually a caster himself, and I know he likes supporting, so it's interesting that he's going on the Clockwork. But yeah, so it looks like we may have a Naga Siren mid here, Hawks, and she's got massive mana costs, so I mean, she's going to have to go for the Arcane Boots. I don't know how she's going to fare up against someone who pushes as hard as the DP.
Oh, well, I'd say the theory behind that is just to go for that early bottle, get those mana boots and run around and gank, because, yeah, she'll be leveling that in snare and Riptide early, and, I mean, that's a significant amount of damage and lock down that early if you're able to get a decent start, so I'd say that'd be the crack behind that.
Yeah, fair enough. So Tonda's on the Clockwork, gonna grab himself the Haste Rune and block the creeps down at the bottom. Gonna get zoned out here quite heavily, I imagine, so he may head on over and stack the Ancients up for use later on. He does have the Rocket Flare to get some kind of last hitting, I guess, as Judaka and Wonderland going to get ready to pull the wave back. They do have a ward in the lane here up at top, so they will know that CTI is hanging back on the Abaddon. They're actually going to go in on Endless at the moment. He throws out the Quill Spray, but they know that Abaddon's there, so they're going to back off for the time being. And this roam up to the top by Dota4llDay, I guess they want their Bristle to get farm, but it means that Clockwork will also get a little bit for himself.
Yeah, that's fair enough. They might even throw a little bit on Rubik with the Aghanim Scepter buff. I remember it was quite strong these days. A little bit of a creep pull going on. They probably will be able to contest that a decent amount, especially once they get a couple of levels up there. Abaddon and Bristleback is certainly a pretty tanky lane.
Yeah, very difficult to deal with, and of course Bane has his sustain. Morana's going to have the leap to get onto the initiation if it is landed. In the mid, we can see that Naga Siren doing a very good job at last hitting despite being against a range. Tonda's still sitting at the 0-0, poor guy, as the rest of the sports have no last hits to themselves. Actually, Judaka has a little bit of farm, probably because of the pulling that they did. And I guess Morana versus Gyro, they have, it's 8-3 at the moment, so Gyro having a much easier time of it at the moment. Will the rune spawn down here? It will, so once again, Tonda's going to grab the regen rune for himself. And, yeah, he's going to be pretty happy with that one, Hawks, not having as hard a time as you would imagine.
No, well, he is quite a significant offlane. Oh, great telekinesis throw from the Rubik there. Tossed him from down near the river, heading back into the lane. He tossed him into the Ancients there, so that's going to, be a little bit of a walk around. That was great play there. I love that.
Yeah, he's going to waste a bit of time, waste a bit of health, and then, of course, the longer he takes to get back, the more XP he's going to miss, and he's not exactly getting much XP at the moment either.
Nah, yeah, Clockwork's one of those guys who, he just picks up when he can, what XP he can, whenever he can. He's quite difficult to kill due to the power cog block, so... Yeah, he'll pick up bits and pieces, man. He'll get a few last hits with that flare, as you said.
Yeah, they want him to pick up the hook shot as quickly as he possibly can to jump on top of people and start the fights off. They've got some pseudo-initiations in the Fissure, everything that Bane has, the Nightmare and the Fiend's Grip. They got Sacred Arrow, but they would really like it if someone could jump in and, force an early Naga Siren ult to then, be ready to react and throw out all of that CC I just mentioned. As far as last hits go, again, the Naga Siren in the mid doing a brilliant job against the Death Prophet. Explosive Fury, once he picks up another level in the Crypt Swarm, he's going to look to push very hard as the Mirror Image is going to throw out a Riptide on him and do a little bit of damage, but instantly going to go down to the Crypt Swarm there. And I'm expecting stuff to go down at the top lane as soon as more levels are picked up.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how top lane does pan out. I mean, they do have that tri-lane running there, and if somebody does get caught out of position, that is a fair bit. Speaking of, we do have a person caught out of position now, but here we go. He's got the shield on, man, and I reckon he causes all kinds of havoc here. He might even get a kill.
Oh, that was a beautiful Fisher, but it may bite them in the back as Wonderland going to go down to that Quill Spray. Spam. Endless going to get double kill thanks to the healing and the shielding of CTI. It makes perfect sense why they sent Abaddon up with a melee now. Doesn't even have Warpath yet, Hawks, so that is a brilliant decision by them to send the Abaddon up. And he's also going to block out the spawn here.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about, man. There was just too much survivability there. Once he popped that shield on, he just didn't care. He popped up a couple of quills and just went balls deep, and he picked it up, man. It was definitely some pretty good stuff. God, Bristleback in competitive Dota, I'm loving this.
Yeah, it is exciting. Now, it looks like the three of them going to be coming from behind. Endless does have his magic wand here. Explosive Fury is even here as well. Are they going to be able to lock him down? Nice! Fisher comes out from the Earthshake here. Crypt Swarm going to miss him in the end, and the hasted Death Prophet gank not going to work out the best for them. But Judaka definitely impressing me with his fishes thus far. He's locked up the Bristleback against the wall a few times, so hopefully the next time doesn't get his team killed, along with his, or him and his other support killed. And we actually missed a kill down at the bottom lane with a Gyro with phase boots. You're not going to get away from him very easily. Tonda's still waiting for the level 3, getting denied out very, very heavily. Is still at 0-0, poor guy. And yeah, so things definitely going Dota4llDay's favour at the moment, or the Big Daddy's way.
The Big Daddy. Yeah, he the Bristleback has picked up that Ring of Hell too, so it's going to be a major pain to take him down. He's well on the way to his Vanguard.
Yeah, and then particularly with the Mist Coil, I think it is. Yeah, I was going to say Death Coil, but don't want to annoy Blizzard. And then got the Aphotic Shield as well, so he's very difficult to take down. Then if they want to take down Abaddon himself, he's getting a lot of XP up here, so he's going to have the borrowed time very early on. The Nightmare does go off on him. Will the Sacred Arrow come out? It will indeed. Hits him straight in the face. Fisher getting ready. They easily going to pick this one up, or maybe not as easily as I thought. Nasal Goo being spammed on Mr. Black there, does end up falling the leap, not enough to save him there, and we have the teleport coming in by the Death Prophet, does get cancelled in the end, as Naga Siren going to be farming in the mid with her mirror images, farming the jungle with herself in the meantime, and this top lane going beautifully for Dota4llDay.
Yes, sir, it is. They just didn't have enough burst damage there to take him down once that shield was off, and also massive move there from CTI on Abaddon there. He got the coil off on the Mirana too, which just gave enough DPS for the Bristleback to get that last quill off and take out the Mirana as well, which, bear in mind, Mirana is going to be playing as their hard carry, so she's died twice so far, which is, you know, in comparison to what Bristleback's killing spree so far, he's doing significantly well.
Down at the bottom lane, we see the cogs go off from Tonda. He's going to get thrown out of them by the telekinesis, taking massive damage from the Gyro, and Tonda's not going to be able to get out of that one. So nice catch there by Dota4llDay. He was just trying to shop at the side vendor there. Looks like the supports have smoked, and they're coming down to the bottom lane to try and get something to happen. Tonda's going to TP down to try and get involved in this, as Tiborson going to get nightmared up there. Crypt Swarm will land on him as well. He had no escape from that one. The kill will go over to the Bane, as Gyro easily going to be able to book it out of there. As, yeah, the first kill on the board by Rest Gaming there, but like you pointed out before, Hawks, their Mirana having a very difficult time, still not even on her ring of Aquila at this point, whereas I don't think it's a Basilisk, must be a Helm of the Dominator coming out from the Muffin Man. He is farming very, very nicely. He's at 42. Should not be getting, should not have as much farm as a Death Prophet, honestly, but Explosive Fury, to his credit, has been roaming as much as he possibly can. Looks like the supports have abandoned Mr. Black on the Mirana, which will help with her experience. She's about to get the Moonlight Shadow from this wave, but she's got to be very, very careful.
Beat down.
Yeah, indeed, man. I mean, if she's even got out for a couple of seconds and gets a few quills on her, it's just too much deeps early game, man. And that's what Bristleback is all about. He's got level 3 in the spell. Oh, here we go. The Snots are coming out. Rubik coming in. That's played by Tib there. This is going to be another kill here for sure. He wasted the ult also. So, man, that's... Oh, man, that top lane is just getting dominated at this stage, sir.
Oh, well, they're going to try and use that Moonlight Shadow to get a gank off onto the Muffin Man. There goes the Rocket Barrage out of Clockwork. Can they get the cogs off on him? He uses the call down missile. Going to try and take someone with him. A lot of damage going out thanks to the Abaddon. Wonderland going to Brain Sap to keep himself alive. We have the Exorcism coming out from the Death Prophet. The only casualty thus far is Tonders on the Clockwork. He is just way too squishy, and it gets turned around thanks once again to the timely intervention of CTI on the Abaddon, having a fantastic game on the Time Lord. Almost has the borrowed time too, so he'll be very difficult to take down.
Oh, dude, he's exactly where he's needed to be every single time there. So, massive props to him. He just does pick up his ult there too, so he should be able to defend this tower. The swarm should be... Yeah, there it goes away. So, not even much damage was caused to that bottom tower then.
Okay, so he's definitely, yeah, like you say, he's in the right place at the right time. His borrowed time gets popped by the rascally creeps there, which he's not going to be too happy about, but in about 50 seconds, he will have that cooldown once again. So shout out to Maya Arcana and Toasty Face in the Twitch chat having a bit of a convo while we were checking out what is going on in the game. So, to Rest Gaming's favour, they do have their Death Prophet farming very nicely. She will be able to pick up whatever she likes. Necronomicon or maybe Scythe of Vise would be very good at locking down the threats that are accumulating on the Big Daddy side. The Rubik he's almost at level 6 himself, so if we switch over to the hero levels, a lot of green with a bunch of level 4s on the red, so things certainly not going Rest Gaming's way at the moment. What do you think they can do here, Hawk?
Looking fortified.
Oh man, they're gonna have to play pretty aggressive. I feel. I mean, I suppose with Earthshaker they do have a fair bit of
Oh, up at the top lane, we can see Endless was under the tower, is going to get nightmared up. Mr. Black going to leap away from that one. Sacred Arrow will hit him, and Death Prophet going to do a lot of damage here. Moonlight Shadow gets popped, and the Exorcism will come out of the DP. I don't think Endless can get away from this one. Moonlight Shadow's been popped. He's going to try and take Mr. Black with him, but just does not have enough. Finally goes down. 522 gold going the way of Judaka on the Earthshaker, as a Phrotic Shield going to be popped on the Abaddon there. He has been silenced up, and the Exorcism Ghost coming to hit him. Borrowed time does get popped, gets all of his health back, as Death Prophet does a decent bit of damage and almost goes down herself, but the Spirit's going to head into her and heal her up very soon, so they could look to push this out. Beautiful play at the top there, as I think it was, yeah, they managed to kite him and take down the Bristleback, so they'll be very happy with that one.
Yeah, definitely. That's one of the kills they did need it. As I said, they'd have to be going on the aggressive here with the pushing power with the Death Prophet there. So I'd say at this stage of the game, because they're so far behind in farm, that's probably one of their only options. I mean, the only person with farm right now is Explosive Fury there. So yeah, it's got to come down to her, I think, in an aggressive play.
Yeah, well, we can see that Mr. Black hasn't made much headway since the last time we had a look at him. So, is not doing too well in the farm at all, like you say. Is he going to pick up the Wraith Band here? He does indeed. Ring of Aquila has now been finished up. Judaka about to hit level 3 in the Fisher. Regeneration Room going to be picked up by CTI there. Get back all of that mana, because of course Abaddon, very mana-hungry beast, has his Arcane Boots. He can transition into a carry very well as soon as he picks up the Curse of Avernus, and that does make him a very strong chaser as well, because the team of Rest Gaming fairly good at running away when all is said and done, but not if they're put to sleep by Sanjuan in the mid as the Naga Siren, who hasn't had too much of an impact but has been farming up an absolute storm, is sitting on 3,800 gold, just gets his bottle there, and the mid tower easily going to fall to... Oh, actually the fish is going to land on top of the Naga Siren, who has the Aphotic Shield on her. The tier 1 will now fall. That is the first structural casualty. And what is the Naga Siren bringing, Hawk? She has just spent a lot of money, and it's on the chicken.
I'd say
Radiance.
Yeah, it is a Radiance. Sweet. So we're going to see a pretty strong Siren here. She'll just be able to send those illusions and push every single lane.
Will Wonderland be able to TP out in the jungle? Oh, he gets nightmared. Nightmares himself, I guess. Wonderland, no way of getting out of that one. Abaddon going to secure the kill for himself. He almost got that teleport off. They do now have the hook shot on Tonders, so the initiation for Rest still pretty darn good. But they're going to have to be careful here, Hawk. They can't afford to give up a lot more than they already have. 4,000 XP and at least 7,000 gold against them at the moment. To their credit, though, they have a lot of anti-push. They've just got to start utilizing it.
Yeah, it is kind of hard to push into a base there with an Earthshaker. He obviously has many tools there to lock down people under towers and whatnot. Also, I mean, if he is able to get off a good stun there, I mean, that's a lot of damage that can come out in an AoE real fast with the swarm, also Earthshaker's ult. So, I mean, if they do get that initiation right, you know, it'd still be fairly well. But looking at the farm right now, we'd have Endless is building towards say a Soul Ring. Is he getting a Soul Ring? Oh no, he's getting a headdress for Jesus, I forget. That's terrible.
The mechanism. Oh, down at the bottom lane, a massive fight going on. They do take down the Gyro. Moonlight Shadow may save them. No, the Naga Siren ult is absolutely beautiful. This could be several members of Rest Gaming going down. There goes the Death Prophet. Rubik did end up falling though. Nice hook shot there by Tonders to get his way out. Wonderland going to limp his own way out of there. Mr. Black being dived at the top. Ends up being 2 for 1 in Rest Gaming's favor. Leap is used to disjoint that nasal goo projectile, and when all is said and done, 2 for 1 in Rest Gaming's favor. And they did manage to take some gold away from the Gyro, who now has his Ogre Club far away from the Mithril Hammer thanks to that death. And the top T1 also going to fall.
Do something about that bottom tower.
Yeah, Bristleback just conveniently farming top there. He's going to be real beast real soon, man.
Yeah, already has several components of the mechanism now is working on the buckler. Radiance has been finished up by the Naga Siren, so her image is all going to be burning away there as soon as the song is finished. So a lot of AoE coming out of Dota4llDay. I think a lot of pressure is on Judaka's shoulders here on the Earthshaker. He's going to have absolutely perfect fishes and echo slams to get his aftershocks stunning up the enemy and disrupting them as much as possible.
Man, that is a super early Radiance. What's her GPM sitting at? I can't believe we haven't checked this.
Gold per minute 427 because she's had images in the mid getting last hits and she's been farming the jungle up. Been doing a great job on that one. And Illusion Room, because why not? Let's have 8 Naga Sirens running around. That's actually very dangerous. They're gonna have to be careful of that one.
Yeah, that definitely does suck, man. And she's just going to be farming up a storm now. Like, it is going to be so easy for her just to spiral out of control here. And because of that Death Prophet going for those early ganks, trying to get top under control and also bot, she suffered in the fact that she let the Naga Siren have all that space in the world she wanted.
Yeah, and of course, Naga Siren, I do think she scales off of agility. Let's just quickly check.
Yes.
Yep, she does get damage from the Agi, so she could easily transition into a carry, or could build more support if she wants. Blink Dagger's been finished up on Judaka as the Earthshaker. That's going to be a core item to get off a big Echo Slam should the Dota4llDay guys be grouped up. Sacred Arrow Sacred Arrow whiffs down at the bottom lane. We have Naga Siren up at the top. She does have a TP scroll, and she does not have Song of the Siren for another 15 seconds, so the Rest Gaming guys, they have a small window of opportunity here, but even then, there's just so much they could go off. They're actually going to pop the Moonlight Shadowhawks, and this could be a devastating fight. Tonda's getting ready for the initiation. Oh, nice blink in there. Echo Slam goes off. That is so much destruction coming out from the Rest Gaming guys. The Dota, or the Big Daddies, they have to keep in mind Moonlight Shadow it exists because they certainly did not respect it just then. 3 of their team going down. CTI also going to go down. Beautiful play from Rest Gaming. Just like that, they are back in the game. They may lose their 3rd tower. No, they do use the fortification, and Sanjan may be forced out, and the Exorcism is still around to push this tower down, Hawks. That was fantastic play.
Yeah, it definitely was, man. That Blink Dagger, you called it, you said that would be one of the core items, and 100%. Obviously, it is Earthshaker getting off the massive ult there. Who's playing Earthshaker? Sorry, Judaka. That was definitely good play there, and excellent use of the Mirana ult by Mr. Black. So, yeah, though they did lose a significant portion of that top tower there, just wondering if well, she did have a TP. Actually, she's got Boots of Travel, so surprised she didn't TP down there and see if she could...
Oh, she only bought it like a second ago.
Ah, there you go, fair enough.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's going to enable her to do that some more. The mirror image is going to allow her to take down the towers, and then the Radiance... I mean, the creeps don't stand a chance there, and she's going to be able to TP in, but we do have to keep in mind, Naga Siren has pretty crippling mana costs, and she's got no form of mana regeneration apart from 1 intelligence from the Iron Branch, so she's not going to be able to farm as much as she'd like, as poor Wonderland, trapped in the jungle, still gives Arcane Boots to the Earthshaker there, and the bottom tier 1 will now fall, so that is 3 towers down for Rest Gaming, as none have been denied thus far, and the top 1 not looking the healthiest, but Rest Gaming, they turned that one team fight into an objective, and that is how you win the game. You take advantages and then you further them. And that is certainly what they started to do there. Mirana has her Blade of Alacrity, probably going to be going for the Yasha. How's Tonda's doing? He has the mechanism. We have, of course, the Blink Dagger on Judak. It looks like he may be going for a Yule's Scepter of Divinity, which is already completed on Explosive Fury. So they have the means to disable the people who don't die to the initial AoE. But I don't know how that's going to work with the Song of the Siren available next time.
Yeah, that and the fact I really would have thought that Endless would have went for a Pipe of Insight. I mean, getting a really great time Pipe of Insight would help so much. Feels able to, I suppose, be aware of what that Earthshaker was doing, which is kind of difficult, granted, with that Mirana ult, but it feels able to get off a really good pipe that would stop a significant portion of their damage. We've got a smoke movement heading up top here, dude. Looks like they're going to probably find out Clockwork in the jungle. Oh, no, he's onto it.
No, yeah, he's taking a very intelligent path through the jungle, and Rubik was not... well, he wasn't revealed, so we have to keep in mind that there is a Rubik Hawk, so if they don't initially burst him down, he could easily steal an Echo Slam or a Fissure. Anything of Bane's would be great to steal. Exorcism would be great. It's got a bunch of things he could take. Moonlight Shadow does get popped by the Mirana there. Are they going to get another initiation? It looks like the green team have split up for the time being with Naga Siren headed down bot. She does have the bots though. And yeah, the tower's going to reveal Tonda's there. So Moonlight Shadow you use just to advance. Not going to get too much done in the end. And how long do they have to wait for that? 2 whole minutes.
Yeah, it is a fairly long cooldown, but I mean, it's just that great tool that really helps her initiation. Here we go. We do have Naga Siren. She busted out the Song of the Siren. People getting in position here, Cole.
Oh, so she teleported in behind. Going to get the ultimate off. Tondas is going to easily fall to the Gyro, who has his BKB pop. Explosive Fury going to use the Yules on himself, but he will end up falling. That is... Oh, actually, will he fall? There it is. That's actually 2 for 2 so far with the buyback force out of the clockwork. He does TP back in, doesn't have hook shot, and now the chasing going on. Earth of Shadows popped there. Nice Fisher being used on Sun Juan there. Fantastic play out of Judaka once more as Bane going to get the Nightmare off on CTI. Now the chase has turned around. Where's the rest of Rest Gaming? Are they going to be there in time to save him? Bane uses his brain sap to try and get as much health as he can. Death Coil goes off, and Gyro going to use his AoE on the creeps to hit Bane, and he ends up falling. So 3 for 3 when all was said and done. Rest being forced to use a buyback, but not too much else going on. That was a nice initiation out of the Naga Siren with some sneaky boots of travel teleporting in, but the follow-up wasn't as great as we would imagine, despite 10,000 gold in Dota4llDay's favor, and it was still an even trade.
Yeah, the thing is with that is the bristleback got bursted down really fast. Surprisingly, he does have a fair amount of items there, but yeah, they took him out. So that's like a significant sustained damage over time. You know that got taken out. I've got a feeling once he gets a little bit tankier, man, fights are going to get worse and worse. By the way, massive shout out to CTI there. He was just down here and he busted out a coil on the Bane, who was about there, just kind of east of the middle tower there, and then he, because he was out of range, he TP'd to mid from where he was, and then ran back up and coiled him again. It was unreal play, man. Like, it was really quick thinking by him. So massive shout out for that.
He's doing fantastic, and it looks like the what does that build into? Is that the Pipe of Insight? I wonder that is being... It is indeed. So CTI has heard what you said. Hawk's going to go for a pipe to try and counteract that AoE that can come out, although Dota4llDay did a good job at backing up when they needed to. Their spell steal has stolen Sacred Arrow, so we could see that one coming out to start off a fight, but it's not going to hang around for too much longer. Sacred Arrow used to farm in the mid by the Rubik, as Explosive Fury making his way back there. He's got 1700. He could be saving up to get a Mystic Staff to work on a Scythe of Vise, or he could go for the Necronomicon soon if he so desired. The Mirror Image is going to do a lot of damage with the Riptide. They end up getting taken out though, as the Courier going to be delivering a Manta style to the Naga Siren, so that's a lot of burning going off. But I mean, the AoE for Rest is still pretty decent. They can take those illusions down very quickly.
Yeah, until she starts getting a little bit tankier, that's when the real trouble's starting. Look at that illusion go, so much movement speed.
Tower's getting beat down.
Oh, okay, so in the mid we can see Mr. Black. Looks like he's going to go for a Diffusal. Almost gets Sacred Arrowed in the face by a
the Dire might want to
sneaky
mine
Rubik, and there's something
tower.
going on. Top tier 2 will end
Yeah.
up falling. Oh god, those creeps getting... I was going to say something, but they're getting destroyed. We'll go with that.
Yeah, fair enough, dude. That's probably the PG rated version of it. Yeah, Naga Siren, she just made the decision there to commit to that tower there, and it was really good. Like, nobody was close enough to support that, and yeah, she made the right decision by solo pushing that tower.
Okay, so we can see that the BKB obviously done on Gyro. Smoke going to be popped by Rest Gaming here. Demon Edge has been finished up by the Gyro as well. So he could be going for the Daedalus, maybe the MKB. Going to be advancing forward here with their Smoke of Deceit popped, but they're not going to come across any real Nug Sirens. Thankfully, they don't blow their cover there, as Invisibility Rune going to be popped by the Earthshaker. Dota4llDay going to be very safe and stay back. That will save them the current time, as now they are revealed. They do still have Moonlight Shadow up, though, as Endless will announce that the enemy is inside them. Sacred Arrow going to land onto Tondus there. Will they go in with it? Looks like they won't. And Spell Steal has now timed out. So he could try and steal something else. Judaka going to use the invisibility rune to try and get an initiation off. Can he do it? Nice engage from Tondas there. And Tiber is going to end up falling to the Sacred Arrow. Called and Missile going out as well. As the Song of the Siren. Can Wonderland survive? He does indeed. As the illusions instantly go down. Moonlight Shadow has been popped. The only casualty thus far has been Rubik with the Song of the Siren popped. That may be the mid T1 going down. Endless going to take a Sacred Arrow to the face. Mr. Black taking a lot of damage as the Exorcism Ghost continuing to be an annoyance. And when all is said and done, Rubik the only man to go down, and that was due to a well-placed Sacred Arrow from Mr. Black. So, very well done out of Judaka, and Tonda's there to initiate that fight, but their chasing potential was not up to snuff. As Tonda's going to blow the cogs just to get the damn illusions away. They, I think it's playing mind games with them at this point. They don't know whether the real Nagasiren's running at them.
Yeah, well, there's that fact and the fact that, I mean, those illusions still do a significant amount of damage. I mean, that burn is going to be toasting on, man. Also, if they get the Riptide in there, I mean, there is a fair amount of damage. That fight did go better for the Big Daddies there. As I said, that Bristleback wasn't instantly popped there, so he was able to get some massive amount of sustained damage off there.
Yeah, so now he's got an Ogre Club, so he is a little bit tankier, has a little bit more base damage. He's at 100, and Warpath will make him attack very quickly, so he's starting to get to that scary stage there. The Courier hanging around the Rest Gaming guys. Force Staff is being finished up by Judaka, so he's going to be able to blink in, and then if that blink isn't good enough, force his way into the back line of the team. Stun up the Gyro, which is really the target that they want at this point. They want to get rid of his AoE. The missiles from him have been pretty decent, actually. That Song of the Siren was interestingly timed. I mean, it almost saved Rubik. It was just because the Sacred Arrow got shot out before the song got started. As looks like MKB is the name of the game for the Gyro here. He's got double the Javelins and a Town Portal Scroll on the Chicken. Not headed to him at the moment, so he is not to be evaded at this point. Diffusal Blade has been finished up by the Marana. Tonda's on the Clockwork, not doing the best in the gold, but has been doing some great initiations. And not too much else to speak about. How's the Pipe of Insight going? Still being worked on.
Yeah, and fair enough. I think at this stage, if we have a look at the GPM, I'm pretty sure that the Big Daddy guys will be significantly ahead here. I mean, a lot of their scaling heroes are really getting the farm. We do have the Gyro and the Nagasiren with so much farm right now, man.
Yeah, they got a lot of gold. That's putting it mildly. They're absolutely rich. 300 last hits almost on this Nagasiren. What else is she going for? She's got 4,000 on her at the moment, so she could go for anything that she desired. Could see Divine Rapier, probably not the best idea though. Do you reckon she'll want to bulk up a little bit?
Yeah, I'd say she'd probably be picking up a heart soon. I mean, it's hard to go wrong with that item. Even maybe an attack modifier like Diffusal.
Yeah, or Eye of Skadi.
I mean, yeah, Eye of Skadi, that works too. I mean, with the ensnare, maybe not needed. Because, I mean, she does have the lockdown there, and she'd be able to destroy a person with, within that duration. It's only at level 2 right now, but that's still, 3 seconds when you put 3,000 mirrors up on the battlefield. That is certainly enough. We do have a smoke movement here, a lot of pings going out.
Oh, Wonderland has been revealed, taking a lot of damage from these illusions. Are they going to be able to chase him down? I think he may actually fall here. Going to Nightmare to avoid the Riptide. Very well done there. They're going to try. Oh, and Snare's going to go off, and the missile will actually go on to Judaka there. He's got to get out of the core missile. Doesn't get it in the end. Riptide from the illusions will take him out, and Moonlight Shadow is well, it just got popped then. Okay, so it wasn't the smoke. So Moonlight Shadow was used to try and get him away, but nothing to be done there. So this Nagasiren going absolutely ballistic. Heart of Tarask recipe has been finished on her, and she's got enough for the big axe thing that costs 3,300. So she could head on and over that. We have Plate Mail. Looks like Shiva's Guard may be coming out from Explosive Fury there. And yeah, it's not a lot else. So the pushing being done very well by Dota4llDay. The mid T2 at about 3/5 of its health. The bottom one looking a little bit less healthy. And Rest Gaming, they're looking for those picks, whereas Dota4llDay, they're pretty happy just sitting back at the moment.
Oh man, I wouldn't exactly call it sitting back. I mean, what's going on is that San Juan's like pushing all the lanes up and just keeping basically massive amounts of map control right now. And she's not barely been doing a thing at all. There you go. She does pick up that heart right then.
Sneaky little pickup.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense how that she's kind of like yells through the wall, "Give me my heart," and he says, "Okay."
Oh, fair enough. He'd probably get destroyed if he didn't. So
yeah.
I don't blame him.
I probably wouldn't want to annoy this Naga Siren at the moment, sitting at 330 last hits. 5, 2, and 4 is the gyro. 4, 2, 7 is the DP. So nice plays on both sides. The net going to go off on Explosive Fury there. A whole bunch of illusions coming up. Rest Gaming trying to deal with this Riptide, going to do a lot. Tonda's even himself taking a lot of damage there. And it looks like Dota4llDay going to head up to the top and try and push. The pings going off the mid T2. It is not the focus at the moment. As, again, I mean, the Dota4llDay guys, they've got the gem up on the Abaddon, which is going to be key to not getting caught out by the moonlit shadow there.
Technical
As, one of the casters is going to drop out of the game there. And I don't think they can hold on to these tier 2s. They can't afford to be split up like this.
No, yeah, the split pushing is definitely killing them right now. And even if they do commit to one fight, they're definitely going to lose a tower at least to the Naga Siren, because I mean she's just hopping through some stuff right now in mid, dude.
Oh, we can see Fisher goes out from the Rubik spell, steals it. Judaka not getting the initiation that he wants, but Gyro is going to end up falling. Naga Siren going to come in with the song of the Siren being popped there. She's going to use the Boots of Travel to get out. So nice disengage there, going to stop the chase going off. The tier 2, the bot did go down in the end though, as did the T2 in mid. So really worth it for the Big Daddy guys. Going to be happy with that one. I didn't manage to catch the initiation from Judaka. It looks like it was okay, but they could turn us into a Roche. Of course, the patch did buff him by 20% in the armor, the damage, and the health, but it looks like Rest Gaming, they're not too worried about it, and I don't know if there's much that Dota4llDay can do about it. They are going to try and contest, though, and they're packed up in a small area with the illusions. Fisher going to come out from Rubik there. Tondas gets a nasal goo on him, ends up falling to the mist coil there, and Snare going to be used on the Death Prophet as she yules herself. Mirana going to leap out of the pit. Wonderland, can he get out? No. Massive damage coming out of the Naga Siren, and her army ends up foiling the Roche attempt as he's at about half his health regenning, and Big Daddy gonna say thank you very much, will take over this one.
Yeah, the key was there is they didn't have much DPS, man. The Ghost went down from, or the Swarm rather went down from the Death Prophet, and they just, the Mirana doesn't have enough damage to keep up the sustain there, so it took them too long, and they were aware of it due to wards, so yeah, it was pretty easy pick off in the end for Big Daddy.
Yes, so brilliantly done there. They've got an Aegis on in this Naga Siren, so if they manage to lock down the right one, they're going to have to kill it all over again. Has the heart. Things looking very dire for the Dire team here. The Rest Gaming lads, they've done a great job thus far. They've just got to find something. They've got to find that perfect initiation and just roll with it. It's going to be very difficult for them now, but at least they can just have a united front, I guess. It's not united at the moment, but they don't have to go too far. I mean, Clockwork can defend bot and then jump into a fight in mid if he so needs to, as the illusion's just causing absolute pandemonium. And Pipe of Insight going to be popped by CTI there. Shiva's Guard goes off. The missile going to come in from Mr. Black, and that will ward them away from the T1 enough to start whacking away at it. Judaka going to teleport in, gets taken down instantly as the Fisher goes off onto Wonderland. Exorcism has been used, but it's not doing too much. Cooldown missile going to force them away there. 3 members of Rest Gaming have now fallen with Mr. Black. Soon to follow has popped. The Moonlight Shadow Tondas goes down. The T3 in the mid also going to fall. The Rack soon to follow, and the GG's being called.
Yeah, they held on there for a fair while there, Rest, but Dad just had too much of a good start in both, every lane actually, because the Death Prophet had to try to catch up in other lanes there, and even though she got a couple of answer kills, like it just gave the space for Naga Siren to get farmed. Like they just lost every single lane there, which was the issue there. Though well played, especially in the early game. Massive shout out to CTI. That's his name, yes?
Yes,
CTI?
I think we're going to have to hand him the MVP of the match. Hogs, he played absolutely brilliantly. He caused so much havoc at top and mid, top and bot, that mid was completely left up to San Juan. Didn't die, he died once, but he just farmed up an absolute storm. So I think, props to San Juan for being a real pain in the behind with his Naga Siren, but I think CTI really enabled it all. Particularly with just the decision by the team to send him up to top worked out so fantastically for them.
Yeah, definitely, man. Hard to kill that lane, and you saw it even in a trial lane with the amount of CC that they had. There just wasn't enough damage there to burst through everything without getting the quills just all over their face.
Okay, so we will be back with the next match in the series here, guys. I am trying to remember who it was. I think Glitch are playing later on. So we should be back rather soon with the next game. Thank you for tuning in. This has been Australian Esports Summer Cup 2014. It is the first round of the qualifiers, and we'll be going into match 2 shortly. This is Coldblood and Hawksbox signing out.